Hello, everyone. It's me. Hello. Anyway, hi, I'm Gary Ryan, and this is another Fed League Flash. It is Sunday, September the 10th. And just wanted to say, yes, I know usually have a video on Saturday. There's really not a whole lot going on right now. So I decided, we're going to take a day off and kind of get ready to transition into what will become a very busy period of time, which is about 3 weeks away, 3 to 3.5 weeks away. Now, um, obviously, right now, there's not a lot going on because most teams have their off-season roster pretty much set. Now, there might be a signing here or there, or a player gets released, but for the most part, things are kind of at a head right now, and teams will be heading into their preseason camps, and that's where you start to see the roster start to get molded and shaped and whittled down to the final 19, plus the one with the 4-day contracts that we talked about. So right now, there's just we're just in a quiet period of time. So as things come about, I will be posting stuff. We're gonna have our Thursday podcast on Spotify, where I'll kind of encapsulate everything that's happened over the last few days. And as news comes, we'll post it on Facebook. But the next 3 weeks, especially, are going to be pretty slow. Um, so we're not going to have a whole lot of content here then. But starting beginning of October, as teams start their camps and as they get ready for the first game of the season, remember there's 4 teams that start off first. You have Danbury, Watertown, Binghamton, and Elmira. They're all playing their first regular season game Friday, October 13th, so they have to have their schedules narrowed down to the 19 by Wednesday the 11th. All right, and Watertown and Elmira, they're going to have a heck of a week because they've got an exhibition game on Tuesday, the 10th, and then the next day they've got to say, okay, our rosters, bam, here we go. So yeah, going to be very eventful. A very eventful week for those 2 teams, especially. So I do not envy Charlie Pence Jr. or Tyler Juritrich right now. Probably trying to get things worked towards that point right now. But anyway, when we get to the 1st of October, we are going to have daily Spotify podcasts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's going to include any kind of news from the league, transactions, that kind of thing. And we'll be announcing that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to be here on YouTube, and that is going to be primarily game previews and reviews as we talk about the games the day before. And of course, remember that as we go through the season, being that things are weird with the schedule, and we've got 11 teams, an odd number of teams, so there's going to be Wednesday games and Thursday games. We'll also be covering game reviews on Spotify. So keep that in mind. Yeah, we'll get into it daily beginning of October, but we're still 20 days away from that. So, and I also have some more season previews to do. We've done a much too early look at Motor City, Elmira. Let's see, who else did we do? Danbury. There was somebody else. So we're 4 teams. But anyway, we're going to do that with everybody. And why I say much too early look at said team, because there's a lot of changes that happen over the first month of the season, especially with the rosters. So we really don't know until we get into uh, November, right around Thanksgiving time, what each team really looks like. It's like, okay, how are these teams going to really line up at the end of the year? Then we'll know. But anyway, one other piece of news I want to cover today, in regards to Friday's video. I was talking about the different play-by-play people for each team. Now, Baton Rouge did not announce it on their site, but I was alerted uh, by Christian Gardecki. Thank you very much. That Baton Rouge does indeed have a play-by-play guy slash media director. His name is Joseph Furtado, and I don't have a lot of information on him at this point. I found out that this was announced through the Sportscasters Talent Agency of America website back on August 17th. So Baton Rouge does have a media relations guy, again, Joseph Furtado. He's going to be the one whose voice you hear when you watch the Zydeco on YouTube. All right. So that covers that. So today I'm just going to do a real brief video, kind of an alternate history type of thing, a what if. There's 21 teams in the course of 14 seasons of the FPHL that haven't made it for one reason or another. Some of it was poor management. Some of it was just like the Battle Creek Grumblebees. Everything was against them right from the get-go. They weren't going to make it no matter what they did. But anyway, 3 teams. What if 3 teams had survived? We could be looking at a 14-team league right now. And with the prospect of maybe Delaware is able to come back in a season or two, plus future expansion plans. Remember just a couple weeks ago, I talked about how a 16-team league could become possible. Well, we could have had it, if only. Now, I picked 3 teams for various reasons. One, the Brooklyn Aviators. They were the first large market team for the Fed in the first 2 seasons. Prior to that, the Brooklyn Aviators were a well-established team in the old Northeast Hockey League. So there's quite a history with the team and the city of Brooklyn. Think about what that could have done for the image of the league overall if this franchise was able to stay in place, still playing either at the hangar that they played at. I mean, you could seat about 2,800 people in that arena. Of course, an old airplane hangar that was converted, hence the name the hangar. But that would have been great for the league's image to be able to have a presence in a major market like we do now with Motor City in the Metro Detroit area. I think that's a very important market. Also, okay, Dayton. There were problems with Hara Arena. I mean, the place was a dump. If there was some way that that arena could have been saved, if a tornado hadn't come through and wiped it out, if money had been able to get poured into it to help make that a good place to play, Dayton would have been a great place. I mean, you're talking about Dayton, Ohio. Represented for many, many years by the old International Hockey League. And then originally, don't forget, the Houston Aeros of the WHA were going to be the Dayton Aeros. And arena plans fell through then, so the team moved to Houston. So, I mean, Dayton has a long and storied hockey history. If Dayton had been able to get maintained, whether it was the Demons or the Demolition or whatever iteration you want to inject there, I think that would have done wonders for the league. And then Danville. you got to mention Danville because you're probably aware of the story of what happened, how the Dashers got booted. Looking at the nice new shiny thing on the shelf, the Vermilion County Bobcats. Ooh, this is the SPHL, and then that floundered. Danville was the longest tenured continual seasons franchise in FPHL history. 10 straight years there was a team in Danville. If they had been able to continue, you look at things, if you divide things into a 3-division league, you could have had in the Northeast, Watertown, Danbury Hat-Tricks, Binghamton Black Bears, Elmira, and then Brooklyn. That would have been quite an interesting scenario. And the Midwest. The Midwest has always been an area in which geographically the Fed obviously wants to expand there. It just hasn't worked out very well. Now, right now, we only got Port Huron and Motor City. But I think that there's a lot of potential in the Midwest. If you had been able to maintain Dayton and Danville, you have 4 teams there, all within a pretty close proximity to each other. And then in the South, you have what you have now. You have Carolina, Columbus, Mississippi, Blue Ridge, and Baton Rouge. And you're probably saying, well, how would you work this? 8 teams make the playoffs. Top 2 teams in each division are guaranteed a playoff spot. And then you have a 7th place team and an 8th place team overall. Whoever has the most points, those would be the 8 in my imagined little hypothetical world here. So it could have worked. It would have filled in the footprint pretty nicely, having those teams in the Midwest and having another team in the Northeast. And then Motor City and Port Huron wouldn't be so isolated like they are right now. And, again, it's unfortunate that has taken place, but it's just the nature of the beast right now. Obviously, the league has been looking into further expansion. They are continuing to look at new markets. And so who knows, something we know in reality, Dayton, not going to work out right now. Danville, right now, as things stand in Danville, things wouldn't work because of the impasse that has been created by the David S. Palmer Arena Board. It just would not be possible for a team to effectively make money playing in Danville at this point in time. But you can see how 3 teams could have made a real difference, and we could be talking about a 14-team league right now. I still think that is coming, but I think the league has obviously learned its lesson with expansion too quickly, or not properly vetting an event center or a management group. I think they've gotten a lot better at doing that. So anyway, this is just a fun little hypothetical. And again, there's not much else to talk about right now. So hopefully we'll have some news this next week. As it comes through, we'll be posting it most likely to Facebook first, and then we'll go on from there. All right. So anyway, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and always tell your friends too about the site, about this page. Make sure to listen to Spotify on Thursdays. And then when we get into the season, you're going to want to listen to Spotify much more frequently so you can keep up to date with what is going on, because I'm not going to have time to do a video every day, especially after I have my surgery and get back into the workforce. So there we are. All right. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this. And we will catch you again really, really soon. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. And make sure to have a wonderful week. We will talk to you again soon.